Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon, guys. Welcome to the... Oh, snap. Give me 1 second as we set the camera. We'll be right back. What is this? Live streaming. It all happens at once. I know it happens. 2025, we're doing a thing. Be patient. One moment. Don't worry, when I send you the MP4, I can cut this out. I can cut this out.
Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
1
That's
second.
my entire life at this point.
One moment.
My mental illness is kind
Why was the connection lost? This camera's gonna be finicky. Oh. We'll try this again. What's that? Okay, take two. All right, good morning, evening, afternoon, guys. Welcome to the diVERSES Open Studio. This is our opportunity to give voice to local poets. We get to share our stage. They're going to be gracing us, sharing about 10 to 15 minutes worth of poetry features before switching. We have two poets today. Today we have Maisie Hayes and we also have Nova Thrasher. We're going to start with Nova to get familiar with more of their work. Nova is a neuro-spicy queer poet and witch from the Midwest with love of outer space and duck-billed platypuses. They have a loving husband who's with us in the audience, which is great, and a rambunctious kitty who is not here, filling their social life with pop, punk concerts, Pokemon games, and all things Marvel. When engaging in their passion, their works deal with identity, mental health, spirituality, and grief, some of which have been published in places such as Tickets to Midnight, Volume 2, and Sunder Midwest. Please give a nice, warm welcome to Nova. Yes.
Thanks, guys, and it's my 30th birthday. Thank you for spending my 30th birthday with me.
Oh, you didn't mention that. Okay,
No, I did
let's
not.
go. Let's go, birthday.
of, I recently just turned 30.
Hey. You guys are all babies in this room.
Not me.
Yeah, right?
40 this year.
I'm 52.
Dang. You old.
Exactly, I'm old.
This one's called That's Not Flying, That's Just Falling with Hubris. Icarus detoxes on a bed without sheets, sweats through the soles of his feet. No relief from sun splitting open his pores, only cigarette burns keep score. On wax wings as he falls through the bed, through the floor. Skin sizzle, air-scented ambrosia. Nostalgic self-torture. Caustic ritual of fortune. Reading cracks in the ceiling as drugs clear his bloodstream. Knows his future. That his soul needs sutures to survive this stumble, yet another. Yet again he rolls over and over in heat-baked bed. As crank's creeping woe assaults his head, paranoia sears pathways along veins across forearms, constellations drawn between scar tissue stars, melting wax visions of days past, lines on chest, on glass, straws passed between lovers and others and their lovers, glug Molly down with shroom tea. Icarus gets fucked till he can't see, the ground under his feet trembles, falls out from beneath. Icarus drowns in a sea of his own sweat, entreats the gods. Oh, ecstatic withdrawal dream, to play tonsil hockey with death. Oh, there's a chord there, that's cool. Self-abnegation as a logical retirement plan. My airbag light's been on for weeks, and I keep having dreams where I go through the windshield, but I don't fix it. Which is The Wonder Years, a song for Patsy Cline. I plan to pass away by procrastination and complacency. A year ago, I went to the ER because my pelvis inhabited violence. Finding only a 1 centimeter cyst on my right ovary, the doctor subliminally encouraged inaction through shame. Hypochondria, her silent face blame, Medicaid paid the bill. 6 months later, the war has grown hostile. Twin factions vying to be most debilitating. I have not yet seen a specialist. Summer job pays just enough. They took my Medicaid. So I leave the engine light on until someone else does something about it. Meanwhile, hoping self-abnegation will stall my ignition on the freeway. Let some trucker hit my lime green Fiesta. Foregone routine maintenance, my undoing. I always wanted to be buried in Pascal. The denial of my needs is frankly pathological. There is no sanctity at the center of my intentions. My purest goal is self-destruction. I prefer flagellation by a foreign hand, yet this embodiment, deliberate and ecstatic punishment for my sins I have forgotten, has taken priority over pleasure. They say that for recovery there's a chance, a hope for hope to permeate my lung tissues. I do not know when I last went to the dentist. Instead, anticipating an obsessed wisdom tooth popping, crash waves of poison into my bloodstream, a hypochondriac with a death wish, the most self-aware suicide. Conscious desire for deterioration plays dominant against anxiety of ailment. Bound and gagged, held hostage by ideation, a mirror of my philosophy towards living. If only compromise could leave me content. If only vivacity made intersection with abstemious compulsion. A year ago, I gave up the ritual of self-mutilation, a passivity that only indicated a reluctant acceptance of continued inhalation. Do not mistake acceptance for passion, only stencil scab fashion for recalcitrance. In case you are wondering, I have Medicaid back. I have not yet seen a dentist or specialist. The end times and snapshots. Don't believe in God. Figured he'd be a better planner than this. Spanish love songs, beachfront property. 1. God has no imagination. I do not believe he came up with sex dungeons, for instance. My happy place in a world perverted by faith, a St. Andrew's cross does wonders to execute my shame. Stripping in public for the first time was a revolution, and bare skin struck, a resolution to indulge in pleasure. I call myself a hedonist these days. I give in to the desires burning. I live on excitement, on joy. I live in the pause between exhale and inhale, and only in that stillness do I find renewed commitment. These days, I am beholden to my breathing. These days, I believe less in God than I do myself. These days, I doubt the deliberate intricacies of creation, choosing debauchery, chaos over chastity. 2. Illuminated in dying sun, the church hangs suspended, puppeteered by a crane attached at its steeple, caught in flagrante. Delicate balance of illusion, dismantled as God reveals man behind the curtain. Man pauses as God pauses, each covering his own shame. Wire taut and waiting for man's big reveal. 3. The man on the overhead projector babbles on with projections of the end, fiery and brilliant lightning cracking universes in two, a bulbous mustache, comical in juxtaposition with the prophecy spilling forth beneath it. Upholstered pew growing unstable as flashes of apocalyptic pornography illuminate the spread spiderweb cracks in theology. The dead blessedly asleep and unaware of their descendants suffering at the hands of a merciful God. My extended family contemplates running to the hills. Godmother hoards food, so we're all going there, where Godfather will hold vespers and Uncle has guns, so he can defend us from the atheist predators, not now, but in the years coming soon, when fire falls from the sky and the wind and the rain turn against us. I believe this is far off. 4. And yet, when prophetics weigh my shoulders down, futures untold and not yet made, patterned after past mistakes, repeated indefinitely. Pursuit of purity threatens my heart, cast dark plans made in earnest, falling hardest where the path diverges, where the future is nervous. 5. Maybe it's just that this particular rain smells like the petrichor from back when my mother thought the world was ending because a transformer blew in my aunt's neighborhood. Standing on that porch, I watched the heavens fall, my child flesh shivering against spiteful exhales, sparks bursting in time with a facsimile of thunder. I heard then that you can tell how far away the lightning is by counting the seconds between flash, clap, and crash, the liminality of unknown destruction coming. Side note, the way that this printed has just destruction coming right here, and it makes me very happy. An ode to my ex-stepmother's fascination with the polyamorous gays in their bondage leathers. The funny thing about being queer is that the judge didn't question my self-bestowed monikers. She asked me where I found the last bit that my father fought me not to take, thinking pride in my lineage would win over my childhood dream of rebirth. I told the judge that my husband gifted me the last name, but the former were an exercise in a spiritual undoing and remaking in my own image. When my twice-divorced father gets angry, he rants about adultery. I wonder if he knows that the person who raised money for my mother's cremation was also the first one whose fuck didn't come with dysphoria. Just gaslighting and abuse years later. The funny thing about being queer is it's interchangeable. It means fuck gender. It means I fuck all genders. It means I fuck multiple people of multiple genders. It means that when I fucked 2 people on the same day with the same name but different genders, they wrote notes to each other on my queer body. Because the first knew the second and they were frenemies, I think there was a Sharpie smiley on my ass for a week. When I got home, my husband took a picture of my posterior for posterity. When I visited my father in rural Tennessee, his wife bemoaned the polyamorous gays in their bondage leathers. I choked on multi-gendered cock more often than I cared to admit, although I do have a pretty shitty gag reflex if I'm being straight. Wait, never straight, that's the point, right? The funny thing about being queer is 1 in 5 hate crimes targets you. That these hate crimes rose in frequency by 2% in 2018. That these hate crimes are only those reported. I hold my breath with the ones who have not reported. I clench my fist for those who reported and were turned away. I turn away from anyone who says being queer isn't funny. The funny thing about being queer is the dichotomy. When I stand outside the venue and people admire the queer patch on my jacket, when the same people see tits and a dick drawn on a steamy window, they slur tranny, and I don't hear them. Repeat. I don't hear them. Tranny. Repeat. I fear them.
Thank you so much, Nova. Thank you for sharing that set with us. It is starting to be allergy season, and I've been dealing with sinus stuff the last couple of days. So, ugh. But we got one more poet with us. Maisie Hayes. Shoot. So I had asked her before this began to give me a bio. It was about 1 sentence long, which I have also conveniently forgot.
I'm a disabled queer poet, and I should have given you my actual name, like my poetry name.
Oh.
It's Z Haxit.
That's because I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
Maisie, but I do know Z.
Yeah,
Although when I met Z, also your hair was way
I have
longer.
really long hair. Yeah.
This is all making more sense. See, I knew you.
Yeah,
See?
you did. You know me. You know me. It's okay.
So Z is a bold queer poet who is about to enlighten us with some bold queer poetry. Please give a nice warm welcome to Z. Let's go, Z. Get you all situated like
Thank you.
as best as possible. Second.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me one moment.
Oh, take your time.
Thank you. See, you're kind of tall.
Yeah, I'm really tall. Yeah, I didn't wear my docs today. Like, I would have added like an extra inch and a half of
Oh
that.
my gosh. Okay, I am good when you are.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
This poem doesn't have a title. And it unfortunately is no longer accurate because there are no trolley masts left on Oak Street. We've relocated them to the downtown special improvement district. There is one last trolley mast left on Oak Street. Now that Old Town has gotten the black spot, a special improvement district. The old spells of neglect are waning, replaced by diluted new paint, hack job beams, move-in ready, stainless steel, granite throughout. Forget Tyree, forget all the blood spatter and brain matter, forget rat-gnawed plywood over weeping windows, forget cheese-soft sagging roofs, forget always broken sidewalks, broken ever more now. Forget the latest development and how soon it will rip the last of the stories and spirits from this place and render mangled specters of the old dark city into piles of broken brick, by night presided over by the steely gaze of possum kings. But that last trolley mast lingers, rust-patinaed and leaning, equipped with an inexplicable wire that tracks down the street into a dip where the shrieking LEDs don't work anymore, where dark is darker, and highways of souls still slow, robust traffic, and the streetcar line terminates in muddy creeks and bloody rivers, and it is all damned and racing toward a collapse that looms, and money and waste are a metronome that tick, tick, ticks on, and we are trapped in quiet rooms, alone with the dead, and the exit tax is much too steep to pay. I wanted this to be a happy year of poems. It is not going to be a happy year of poems. Sorry. This is called Hard Pills to Swallow, in no particular order. 1. Secrets kill. 2. If you ever find yourself thinking about taking all your friends' guns away, do. 3. Fate is the only fucking force of nature with a sense of humor, and believe you me, she is a motherfucker. 4. Reality loves nothing more than walking hand in hand with his sister Fate to call your bluff about every single truth you once held dear. 5. Your love will not be sufficient to keep your friends alive. 6. It is possible to miss someone this much. I woke up today as I have every single day. Since that day, greeted by an overwhelming sense of disbelief that my best friend isn't here. And I probably will every single day until there are no more days. This is a little different. This normally requires a PowerPoint presentation, but we're not doing a PowerPoint presentation. I'll save you the art history lesson that goes with this, but this is about how my least favorite artist murdered my most favorite artist in 1986. And this is also meant to remind you to write cursed poems because they work. The first time I read this in public, my least favorite poet died 6 hours later, or my least favorite artist died 6 hours later. So, just,
You're doing wonderfully today. You're so good.
This is called Unos Cuantos Piquetitos. Where's Anna, Carl? Where's Anna, Carl? The ghosts will ask. Do you hear them, Carl? Have all the crying girls at all of your most important shows crept into your head yet? Do we loom over your dream life like the spectral ancestor of Gauguin's child bride? I certainly hope so. May you be served inferior coffee every single morning. Let your pretty 60-something hanger-on of a current wife realize she sleeps next to an unwashed murderer after you are too far gone to replace her. May you wake up screaming every night only to be ambushed by the cruelest of Legos, materializing from the beige carpet of your beige penthouse, decorated by your beige hotel room abstraction painter of a wife. Let Jerry Saltz and Roberta Smith and the New Yorker realize how fucking stupid your minimalist forms are, how self-indulgent, how elitist, how a ready tool for fascism and the CIA they always were. May the glossy October articles end unceremoniously. Let it be because the editors-in-chief were visited on the eve of the Venice Biennale by the broken ghost of Anna Mendieta, who will whisper, "You know his art is utter shit. You've always known." Let everyone who hasn't joined the Guerrilla Girls to ruin your good day at MoMA's gratuitous asshole lifetime retrospective realize how utterly stupid you look wearing dirty overalls to dine at the French Laundry. As though I'm meant to forget that you were a multi-million-dollar workshop artist, you wife-murdering poser. But he's a genius. But he was acquitted. But it was just a fall. But it was just a few small nips. Am I good for one more?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my oh shit poem. This is like the read only after the election if it goes bad. Good, baby, good. More of that. This poem has no title and no epigraph. Maybe it's called Happy Father's Day. See what happens? Dad flung the Times down beside my uneaten cornflakes. For as long as I live, I will remember that headline. Gay man dies from attack, fanning outrage and debate. It was October 13th, 1998. It needles me even to this day that they couldn't bring themselves to print the word murder. I let the moment pass in my stunned 13-year-old silence. I relive it every time Tom does something, like gesturing toward my newly married heterosexual sister at her reception and telling family friends that she is the first of his children to marry, never mind that we signed our license in 2020. I wish I had rolled up the national section and given my father the clobbering he so richly deserved. What exactly happens, Dad? Hate crimes? Gay panic defenses for opportunistic robberies committed during the commission of hate crimes? What happens? Having the wrong walk, the wrong voice, wandering into the wrong bar on a freezing cold night? What happens? Beautiful 5'3" boys brutalized against buck fence in Wyoming until their own mothers can't recognize them? What happens? The same beautiful 5'3" boy's mother spending the rest of her days reminding assholes like you that he mattered? Had I seen what happens then? No. Have I seen it in all the bloody winters and cruel summers since? Yes. Have I learned firsthand what a dangerous thing a walk can be? I have. Have I personally shoveled the teeth and bones and brain matter of my own beautiful 5'0" friend into garbage bags while being bitten by blowflies and stopping every few seconds to console my partner with the fevered mantra of, we can do this. We can do this. I have. Have I held vigil over doomed elders? I have. Have I toasted all of the beauty and the bloodshed of their lives? Have I seen men with guns and badges stand over the still warm corpses of my friends and lovers while referring to them as less than dead? And then between riotous laughter and fag jokes, filing their accidents and probable homicides under no humans involved. Was I once taken aback when another elder said, I don't know, Z. Eventually you just accept the inevitability of your own murder. I was. Have I, too, accepted that inevitability? I have. And in answer to your question, Father, yes, I've seen what happens.
Thank you to Nova. Thank you to Z. Thank you to everyone for watching. We appreciate your time. Thank you guys for poetry. Some upcoming events for us. Tomorrow we have the Micro Mic. We're going to be featuring Karen Scott again back here at the Stanza. Some other things happening this week as well. We have a podcast, but we're switching the time to 11:30 a.m. in the morning, talking about poetry and art and business, how the connection and things like that. So keep an eye out for that as well. Thank you guys again for being here. We greatly appreciate you both, and we'll see you all later. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.